what time it is. Buckle up and enjoy the ride.
And we are live. Welcome to our special midweek update with Mike G in the morning program. My name is Mike G, and I've got Philly Chris here with me. We want to tell you a little bit about what's going to go on tomorrow's program. We hope every single one of you will join us for our live stream tomorrow, Thursday, September 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on the Freedom Station, WFYL. You can watch us live stream on our YouTube channel. And to get to that channel, if you're watching elsewhere, you can visit us through MikeGinthemorning.com. Philly Chris, thank you for coming on for this special update.
Hey, thanks for having me, brother. It's good to be here.
Of course, we've got some news for everybody. This is a case that we've been tracking pretty closely. The case of Randy Halterman in Monroe County, 68 years of age, and shot intruders who intruded into his home. He was charged with homicide, aggravated assault as well, among other things. And the verdict is in. What is it? You're going to have to tune in to find out. And find out what happened throughout this trial. What are the things that he did wrong? What are the things that he did right? How can we try to do our best to not end up in that position? Is there anything that we can do as law-abiding gun owners to not be in a position where we're fighting for our lives and leaving our fate for the rest of our life in the hands of 12 people? And they get to decide whether or not you ever get to see the light of day for the rest of your life.
Right.
We may have a couple of other attorneys pop in for the conversation. It'll be interesting. It's a conversation that I think will benefit anybody who owns a firearm, anybody who's got a gun in the home and is at all willing to protect yourself. As a matter of fact, if you don't even own a gun, if you own a baseball bat, if you're willing to use a kitchen knife, if you're willing to use a lamp, this will help you because the laws of the justified use of deadly force apply all the same. Philly Chris, is this something that as a gun owner you think about often? Like, what happens if somebody breaks into my home? What do I do?
Yeah, it's I'm really happy that we're going to be talking about this. It's an interesting situation, especially because it was in, his home. And it's so important, for people to really think a lot about it and have a plan. Just we know what can happen. You and I have, obviously you have the most experience, but just my limited experience working for Law Shield and being around you and hearing the crazy stories. And, I remember going to gun shows and talking to people when I was selling the memberships for US Law Shield. And a lot of people would be like, oh, I know the law, I'll be fine. And then you hear these situations where, even people who really did do the right thing still find themselves so jammed up and dumping tens of thousands of dollars to defend themselves in a situation that
or hundreds
or 100, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, realistically, their whole 401k or whatever. So it'll be interesting to hear tomorrow what you and our other attorneys on the show have to share. And I think we have a big announcement tomorrow too, don't we?
Of course.
Right.
A major announcement.
Right.
I think it's interesting that you brought up that even people who know the law and do the right thing still get jammed up. And you can only imagine how people get jammed up when they don't know the law and don't do the right thing or don't do all of the right things.
Sure.
Because you could do some things great. Maybe you could execute perfectly. And I guess that's probably a poor word in terms of this, but everything that you do physically can be in the right. But if you say the wrong things in the aftermath under the stress of a critical incident, right? Because most of the people we see who make a statement in the aftermath of a critical incident, because of the physiological effects, they don't give an accurate description of what just happened. And guess what? When they tell you anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law, they're not pulling your leg. They're telling you the truth.
That's right.
And this is what happens.
Right.
And so there are a lot of lessons to be learned from this case. Nobody ever wants to be in that position. Do you think that a lot of people figure that they'll never be in that position as long as they're in their home? They say, oh, well, if I'm in my home and somebody breaks in, that's the end of that. Do you think people think that?
I've talked to so many people who think that the castle doctrine in their state, like here in Pennsylvania and some other states, just like implicitly offers this, luxury of 100% full protection if you're in your home or in your car. And obviously, from talking to you and hearing real life stories through you and other folks, that's not the case. It's still a homicide. It's still a murder, and then it has to be proven otherwise, right? It's still a crime until it's decided otherwise. Correct? Am I saying that right?
I've had
Yeah,
people
yeah.
tell me that the castle doctrine means if someone's in my house, I can kill them.
Yeah, right.
Well, that would make for a very interesting Thanksgiving if that were the law, right?
Invite all your enemies over for Thanksgiving this year. Right.
Yeah. So I think that this is an important discussion. I hope that everybody tunes in. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your barber, tell Uncle Jerry, tell anybody who listen to check out tomorrow's live stream. That's Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, September 22nd. You could visit MikeGinthemorning.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And why not check in and sign up for our text message alert just so you don't forget. Tell everybody tomorrow, Thursday, 7 p.m. Be there or be a mustard eating knucklehead.
Exactly.